Hello and welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and drawings. We're a bunch of cartoonists and illustrators who won't just be playing the game but doodling what happens along the way. It's a PG-13 story of teens and tweens on their first big adventure on their own. Let's start by introducing our cast. How about Caitlin?
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I play Zip. She's a drow fighter and she's 16 years old.
And Boya.
Hi, I'm Boya. I play Bug, and he is a warlock bugbear. He's 12 years old, but he's also an alien ooze.
And Priscilla.
Hi, I'm Priscilla. I play Ispuriel, who is a 17-year-old half-elf bard. I almost said warlock. I was like, no, it was the wrong game.
And Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Swell. He's a 15-year-old water genasi cleric who worships the Tempest god Sunda.
And I'm Brian. Excuse me, hold on.
Oh, we're getting news. I may not be Brian anymore. Sorry, it just reminded me of like newscasters when they're getting breaking news.
No, I'm apparently cough,
Yeah.
loud coughing noise. I'm going to be running all the NPCs, including Mog, who is Zip's sister, an orc fighter, and Sutran, a magically animated severed hand, who is up to something. And I'm going to start with our recap. Last week, the party flew off in the Bugmobile to Bug's old hometown of Cloudkiss, a dwarven and goblinoid city high at the peak of a mountain in the middle of the Gempire. You landed your craft in Bug's junk-strewn backyard to investigate the home of Bug's mentor-inventor, Zunk. The place was clean and orderly with a couple of projects on the go. Checking the Magitech security system Zunk had installed, you saw that a group of goblinoid thugs tried to break into the place but were sent running by an exploding glyph. While you were driven to find out more information about your quest, you are only young once, and it was the festival of Orm Sunshield after all. So you left Sutran behind in the lab and went to eat deep-fried hammers, fruity skulls, and thousand-year anvil jawbreakers. The festival was busy with people having fun at games of chance, listening to music, and watching buskers perform. You all tried various foods and games of chance and eyed some of the rides like the Ferris wheel and roller coaster. Zip signed up for the Riddle Master of the Year contest and botched up the first riddle and stormed off stage in a rage, knocking over tables, giving lip to the host Hoppy the Fop. She refused to apologize and escalated with the guards, so Zip was taken to the drunk tank to calm down. Zip's sister Mog gave up trying to convince Zip to calm down and apologize and just told the group to let her sister not spoil a good time. If Zip didn't want to settle down, no one was going to change that. Bug signed up for the bottomless belly contest, which she wins every year. With Bug missing for weeks before the contest, many entered thinking it was their year, but Bug used his ooze-like ability to absorb food to win the pie-eating gauntlet without trouble, earning a hefty gold reward, during which time Swell was illusionarily dressed up as Zip to much amusement from the audience. In the next competition, Isburiel vied for the Songmaster title. It looked like he would lose with a stellar performance from the Lizard Wizards, who combined an amped-up, people-pleasing musical anthem with special effects. But Isburiel sang a song dripping with emotion that not only moved the audience's hips, but their hearts. He won an even bigger prize. It's an hour before Isburiel is set to compete in the Roast Master contest, and you have some time to enjoy the festival. The sun is setting, and soon it will be time for the big sky show. But we join Zip in the drunk tank, who is trying to plan an escape. So last I heard, Zip, you wanted to try and arm wrestle and stuff. So I'd like you to give me a strength persuasion check to see if people have been sufficiently impressed with your arm wrestling to start respecting you and your talk of breaking out.
All right. Strength check.
And then if you have any ranks in persuasion, if you're proficient in persuasion, you can add your proficiency bonus.
I got an 11.
Okay. In general, they don't see you as easy pickings, like, oh wow, you're just like a wimp. But they are not like, wow, this lady is so strong that, she's going to lead us to victory either.
I'm still training to be the master arm wrestler.
Exactly.
Still in training.
So, if you can impress them with strength, is there anything else you want to do, or are you just kind of, waiting until your character simmers down?
I'll have some polite conversation, I guess, with the
Okay.
inmates. If they're not like, yeah, I guess like if they're not being really standoffish or whatever. We've arm wrestled. We know each other.
Give me a perception check then, at disadvantage.
4.
All right. You don't perceive anything particularly interesting about this crew that you're in there with, but you've been in there for a while, and they bring in a new person, a little halfling woman with really nondescript brown hair, brown clothes, beige, just sort of like would blend into the rock pretty easily. Sort of a ruddy orange skin, and they're like, all right, get in there, you pickpocket. We don't need your kind going around while people are trying to enjoy themselves. And they push her into the drunk tank.
What's her demeanor like? Does she seem rowdy or?
She seems. Give me an insight check.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. She's calm, cool, and collected. She's been through this before. She is just gonna, bide her time and get out. And she sort of looks around the room and sizes up everybody in it.
I'll approach her. And I'll say, "Hey, I'm Zip. Do you want to arm wrestle?"
No thanks. You're new.
So are you?
You're just in town for the festival?
No, I just happened to be at the festival.
What you in for?
Being a public nuisance, offending people, not apologizing, that kind of stuff.
Belligerence.
Yes, that's it.
All right. Sounds good. My name's Finestra.
Finestra. So, you're a pickpocket, eh? Did you
Well, that's what-
pickpocket anything good?
That's what I'm accused of, but clearly I didn't do it.
Right, of course you didn't.
Because,
You
being
didn't steal
belligerent...
anything, really cool, did you?
Nope. Of course not.
Cool.
Are you just here on your own, or are you with a crew?
Yeah, I'm here with some people.
They're gonna help you out of this jam?
Probably not, no. But, they're not going to lock me up forever. I'm sure they'll let me out in the morning. I mean,
wanna get out
what's
soon?
the sentence for, being rowdy at a carnival? So 10 years in jail? What's the sentence for stealing stuff? Do they cut your hands up? This place is very judicious.
Yeah. You'll just be in here till the morning. Do you want to get out sooner?
I mean, I would say no. Yeah, you seem like you've been here before, so you probably what do you have, a secret exit or something?
Well, I'm not a... If I was a good pickpocket, pockets aren't the only things I can pick. Why don't you go be belligerent down at that end of the cell, nice and loud, distracting?
It's my specialty.
And then once they tell you to call it off, give it a couple of seconds and then let go.
No problemo.
So, if you need a friend, pick out a friend, or do it by yourself, but go do what you gotta do.
Causing a distraction. My forte. Alright, I will go down to the other end of the cell. Are there like guards nearby that I can see?
There, there's one big cell on your side, and there's a big cell on the other side, and you've been separated by gender. And, if you're non-binary, they're just like, well, which one do you want to go in? And they give them the choice. But it's like, you can see that there's another one across the way, and on your side, as you look out, you can see, there's a room, like an antechamber, in which the guards are sort of sitting around, jawing at each other about, arrests they've made and soup they've eaten and thugs they've beaten up.
I had a really good cream of mushroom the other day. Oh, man.
It was some deep mushrooms from the very bottom of the Gempire. We're talking some premium dark mushrooms from
Love it.
Phosphorescent.
Sorry, how many
man,
are
it
there?
got me so deep.
How many gods are there?
You can probably see there's about 6 probably in there. And
Also,
there's
important question: did they take any of my weapons or anything off me?
yeah, they would have
Just left you
taken
in there with your weapons.
I don't know.
yeah. They would have done a fairly thorough search of you, taking basically all of your stuff off of you except for your clothes. They would have let you keep your armor on.
Right. Okay. All right. I will shout out to the gods to start with, and I'll say, "Hey, losers! Your soup stinks. I can smell it from here. It makes me want to bath."
One of them. Well, let's get what sort of check? Persuasion to get them to come over, intimidation to anger them, deception. Which one of those charisma skills seems right? I guess intimidation. You're trying to be aggressive.
I got a 6.
They sort of look over at you and they go back to what they're doing.
And I'll continue by saying, I'll grab onto the bars very dramatically and be like, "Oh, I don't know if I can help myself. I think I just need to be belligerent." And then I'm going to turn to one of the other inmates and just punch him really hard.
Okay, so you turn around to a dwarven woman who is got tattoos all on one side of her face, and unlike all of the other dwarves that have bright colored hair, she's dyed hers jet black to try and not look like she's part of the regular crowd. And you turn around and you just pop her one. Give me a roll to hit.
Critical fail.
All right, you turn around and you go to punch her, and she just grabs your punch and now she's gonna try and push you to the ground, holding your arm. She got a natural 20.
Okay.
So you can do an opposed strength check.
Okay. Oh, I got 22 on that one.
Ooh. So she's pushing you down, and you're and it's kind of a stalemate. You don't
and I'm
go
gonna
down.
say "Hit me if you're gonna hit me. Don't be a coward." And then I'll swing at her with my other hand.
All right, go for another hit.
I got a 8.
8. Okay. So she is going to, as you swing in, she's going to try and headbutt your hand. What's your armor class?
18.
18. And she does hit it, but not at a point where it's going to break your knuckles. It's just in her forehead rather than on the top of her head. And so it hurts your hand a bit, but it doesn't really do enough damage to really damage you.
All right. Is she still holding on to me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick her up and shove her.
All right. Give me a wrestling check.
All right.
So your choice, I guess, strength, athletics.
All right.
We'll do opposed strength checks.
Ah! I'm rolling so crap. I did a 10.
Okay, you go to pick her up, and she doesn't budge. She is solidly on the ground, and she goes.
I'm gonna whisper into her ear and be like, "Come on, ham it up. Walk with me here."
All right.
It's gonna
And then
confuse the hell out.
she picks you up and tries to pick you up. Do you go with it, or are you going to oppose her strength?
I'll go with it.
All right. And she slams you down on the ground, and you're going to take 3 points of damage as you get.
And I'm gonna ham it up real bad. I'm gonna like WWE, like no,
rolling around on the ground.
rolling on the ground, like holding onto my like knee or something like that. You're
And
like,
she-
"Cal!"
She stomps on you like really hard, but like just close to your foot or close to your knee, like just misses
She does
it.
that like double stomp thing that they do in the wrestling.
So at this point, I think it's turned into a performance. So I want a performance check from you and her.
3.
Oh my god.
Now I rolled for her as well, and she got a 16. So they think you're faking it, but they think she's really like mad at you for doing a fake fight. So they genuinely think that like she's up to something.
Right.
And they're like, Morga, settle down, leave the kid alone. And like a couple of them start coming towards the bars.
All right.
She gives you a kick with the foot after they say that. Just like a nudge, like,
Morga, why? What did I ever do to you? I'm gonna try and like grab her foot and like pull her down.
all right, give me another performance check.
A 2.
The two. You grab on and you pull, and she's not expecting it, so like she's like, huh, what? Oh. And then she's like, oh, okay, you still want to play? And she comes down and she gives like you a really solid punch to your armor. Like it sounds loud. And you can feel it resonate inside you.
Yeah.
And she picks you up and slams you up against the bars.
And I'm gonna say, listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply that your husband was ugly. It's just that, you
That's
know.
that wasn't my husband. It's my wife. And then like drops you, boom, onto her knee, and like sort of like does a wrestling move with your knee, your back onto her knee, and this one actually is gonna hurt, and you're gonna take another 3 points of damage.
Say, that one really got me. And is she still holding on to me?
No, you've rolled off.
Okay, I'm gonna take the fight to somebody else now. I'm gonna bring somebody else into this. So I'm gonna grab one of the other ladies in there.
Okay, what does this one look like?
This one is a tabaxi.
Tabaxi. All right, so it's a lynx,
Yeah.
probably.
I'm gonna grab her tail and like yank it.
Okay.
Sol is definitely the heel in this ring.
Are you doing? Do you want to make a performance check or a roll to hit?
I'll do a roll to hit.
Okay.
Oh, not 20.
All right. You grab her and you pull her and you smash her into the dwarf, and then like she's like, "What?" and is like starts fighting with the dwarf now. And like now it's you get a chance to sort of slink away as you've caused some trouble between the two of them.
All right.
And then, but the tabaxi has friends, and they start getting involved, and like now there's like this whole fight that started that you're outside of. You're on the peripheral.
It's like a barroom fight.
Yeah.
Somebody produces a chair from somewhere and like smashes it over somebody else's head.
Yeah, exactly.
Where did you pull that from? Oh, bag holding.
All right.
I got this
stage,
chair from a hag. I just pull it open.
At this stage, I'll look around and see if I can see. What was her name again?
Fenestra.
Fenestra.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, that's not good. So, she's still busy working, trying to pick that lock. She has had 3 terrible rolls while this is
geez.
going on.
I'm gonna give her eyes like, what are you doing? Come on.
She's like, stop shaking the bars.
Oh. I'm gonna. How big is the cell?
It is big enough that I'm trying to let's see. It's probably 10 feet by 15 feet. It's fairly large.
I'm guessing it's like rock and then bars. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got 3 sides are rock, 1 side is bars.
Are the gods like interested now?
Yeah, they've come over and they're what would they have? They would probably have some sort of stick that they've got, and you can see it's like sparking with electricity. It's like a staff that they've got.
All right. I will get back into the fray. I know that my armor kind of absorbs thunder and like electricity, so I'm just gonna try and take any hits that the guards are doling out with those things.
Okay, do you want to pretend as if like it's actually hurting you, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'll continue to ham it up as much
Okay.
as I'm able to.
All right, so they're gonna hit you with 6 damage. So you take half of that. That's 3.
All right.
Give me a performance check.
9. It's slightly better than usual. And I'll like be like, "Ugh, this is police brutality. Ugh."
Settle down, you troublemaker.
I'm assuming they're sticking those things through the bars.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and grab one.
Okay. Grab it.
Was that
When you
kind of...
when you grab it, it's electrified, unfortunately. So you take another 3 damage.
All right.
So at
Can
this
I
point,
can I pull it off him?
oppose strength check.
9.
9. Nope.
Okay.
Pulls it out and is like, "You're gonna make me come in there? Settle down."
I'll settle down when I want to.
You look over at Finestra and she gives you a wink. She's like, "Settle down."
All right. I'll be like, you know what? Actually, I think maybe I will settle down. Thanks for the advice.
And but there's like a big fight going on behind you now.
I'll turn around and I'll be like, ladies, we're supposed to lift each other up,
All right, I'm gonna need a persuasion at disadvantage.
not bring each other down.
The famous talking to people fighting in a barroom brawl that stops the barroom brawl.
Well, I got a 4.
4. So they're all still fighting, but there's one older lady who's just like, "I hear you, sister."
I'll give her a little fist bump.
But everybody else is still like, it's a literal cat fight going on. The guards start trying to zap them. Are you going to get in the way still?
I'll let them zap one of them. I'll see if that calms them down.
All right. One of the tabaxis falls to the ground. Out. Let's see how that affects the mood. The rest of them sort of, calm down. And the dwarf looks at you and goes, "Hmm?"
I'll give her like a little and then like a little head thing you're
Alright.
at me.
Give me a performance check to see if they notice you doing it. The guards.
Natural 20! Oh my god!
They
It was
think
all
you're
building up to that.
It was all building up to that.
So at that point, when you could have given away the whole thing, you're sort of like this, and the guard is like, "Oh, she's still getting electrical current running through her." It's just kind of got the jitters.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I guess once the guards have returned to their soup conversation, or whatever it was that they were doing,
Yeah.
I'll sidle over to Finestra with my dwarf gal.
All right. So she's like, let's give it like another 20 minutes at least.
I'll turn to. Was it Morgana? Was that the dwarf's name?
No, I think I said Morga. I can't remember what it was. It was we can go with.
Sounds about right. From what I
Okay.
remember.
Yeah, Morga sounds right.
I'll be like, thanks for your help.
No worries.
We're busting out of here, by the way, in case that
Yeah,
wasn't clear.
no, yeah, I got it.
Okay. Anyway, what are you in here for? Nothing serious. I hope it's not murder.
Arson.
Good one.
Yeah. Pays well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who are your clients?
I am not at liberty to say.
Who are your victims?
Well, if you snoop around tomorrow, you'll probably find out.
Well, probably by tomorrow I'm going to be out of here, so I'll
That's-
just leave it to my imagination.
That's wise. And 20 minutes pass of casual chat, and Fenestra opens the door slowly, quietly, and creeps over to the other side and starts picking the lock there and unlocks the side for the men. And she's like, and they're all like just nodding. And she does that lock. And then she sneaks closer to the front where all the guards are. And she does a thing with her hands like this and says some words. And turns into a little animal, a little mouse, and starts scurrying out. And then you sort of lose sight of her for a little bit. And then you hear some yelling from the other room, like, ah! Ah! How did I get in here? And then, guards! And everybody's starting to run out of that room, away from you guys.
Okay, I'll turn to Morga. And I'll be like, I think that's a...
She walks right past you and pushes the door open.
Okay. All right, we're cheesing it.
Yeah, and
They're
both
conferring.
sides, the guys and the girls, they both come out of both sides and they're running and they're going, they seem to know exactly where to go to find their stuff that's been taken.
Okay,
And they're like,
I'll just follow them.
Give me an initiative check to see if you can beat the crowd to get your stuff, to make sure nobody gets your stuff first.
Okay, I got a 10.
A 10. So I got an 11 for the initiative check for the crowd. So somebody grabs something of your stuff. I'm gonna say your backpack.
Oh, okay.
You see a bugbear grab your backpack and sling it over one shoulder and just walk out with it.
Is there any other stuff that I can grab that's not mine?
You could potentially, yeah.
If it's a free-for-all, I mean, maybe I'll get something good out of it.
Okay. What sort of thing are you looking for? Are you looking to pick up a weapon, a coin purse, a backpack?
I'll look for a coin purse first, or a weapon second.
Okay. Give me a... this is a quick thing, so give me a perception check.
4.
4. You don't see anything that looks cool or valuable.
Well, I'll take something. I'll take anything.
All right, you now have a hat.
All right.
You got a hat that looks like a sun shield. It's like a sun that goes over the top. It's like a
Like a
the
tennis hat, or...
No, like, I'm gonna draw a quick picture of it. This is what it looks like
Tourist
on top.
visor?
Oh no, put you back on. I'm gonna draw it over top of your head.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna draw you what it looks like.
Oh, look, a sun hat. I see.
Like sort of like a big sun hat.
Very inconspicuous.
Yeah. But it has like a pattern around it, like sort of like a sun pattern.
Well,
Meanwhile-
I suppose it has to do.
All your stuff is leaving with a big bugbear.
But so like, I hadn't really put like in my inventory. I hadn't really like broken stuff out into like what's on my backpack and what's like on my person. So
I would say everything is in your backpack except for your weapons.
okay,
Maybe you could make an argument that you have a coin purse, but otherwise things like torches, rations, chalk, charcoal, flint and
Right.
tinder,
okay,
all that stuff would be in your backpack.
all right, all gone.
Well,
mean,
it's left the room.
Right. Okay, I was just removing it all from my inventory. Okay, I guess I'll follow the bugbear then, if he's like leaving with my stuff.
So he seems to be with, actually give me an insight check.
A 9.
9. Okay. Yeah. So he's in with the crowd of other people, and they're going out a side exit, and there seems to be some sort of fight going on in the main entryway of the police station.
Okay, well, I'll just keep following them at the side exit.
Okay.
I'm not really interested in the fight.
And everybody starts to disperse in amongst the crowd. Are you going to follow the guy with your backpack?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying not to be seen, or you want to be noticed?
No,
Don't care.
I'm just following him.
Okay. So you get to like sort of a side street, and then realize there's 2 goblins and 2 bugbears, and they turn around and they look at you and they're like, "You got a problem?
Yeah, you took my stuff.
It's our stuff now, lady. Get out of here."
No,
I saw you're really good at fake fighting. You're not so good at real fighting.
I'll real fight you. I don't care.
They start surrounding you
All right.
and try and get you on all sides. All
do
right,
this.
initiative. I rolled did not land properly. Okay.
14.
14. Okay. So one of them comes, like, they're sort of surrounding you, but one comes up to the front and gives you a punch. And what's your armor class?
18.
18. I've got to look these guys up. I was not expecting this to happen. So.
I'm expecting
Or
Zip
one.
to
How
just-
hard could it be?
Never underestimate Zip's ability to get into an actual fight.
Yeah. No,
I'm
this is
expecting
no
Zip to do a murder in the middle of this carnival.
Oh, so yeah, he punches you, but like you get like your armor in, like you shoulder it, and he like hurts his hand, like ah.
Okay, I'm going to use my reaction to attack him with a melee attack.
Go for it.
All right.
You have your weapon back.
Yeah. So that's a 20 to hit,
That's a hit.
and that's 12 damage.
He looks pretty hurt, but not bloodied yet. The guy from behind you is now going to attack. He has advantage because he's flanking. But I rolled a 2 on both times.
All right. Another reaction. I'm going to hit him
Well,
too.
you don't have a reaction until it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
And then the 2 people are going to come in from the side, and then it will be your turn.
Okay.
So the guy comes in from the side. That's a miss. What's a hit with? Because he has advantage. Because they're flanking you. And the other guy misses. So it's one more hit. And that guy has picked up like a stick to hit you with. And hits you for 4 damage. Cracks you in the side of the knee.
All right.
And the other 2 are swinging at you, and you're just dodging out of the way.
Okay, I will target the guy that I've already hit with
Okay.
a regular attack. And that's a 23 to hit
That's a hit.
and 10 damage.
And this is with your longsword, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my second wind to get a little bit of hit points back.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So then that guy attacks you back and punches you for 3 damage. You can use your reaction again.
It's only if he misses.
Oh, only if he misses. Okay. And then the guy from beside you with the stick hits you again for 5 damage. Goes for the same spot in the knee. And the guy from behind you and guy from beside you, even though they have advantage, both miss you. You've got a high armor class.
Okay, well, I'll use my reaction on one of those and attack with the longsword.
Are you gonna go go behind you like with one of those?
Yeah. All right.
Alright.
I got an 11.
That is a miss.
Oof. All right. Okay. I will continue to target the first guy, and I'll swing at him. That's a 21 to hit.
It's a hit.
And 9 damage.
All right, he falls.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my what is it? I'm going to use my what is it? Action surge. That's it. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to use my action surge to hit one of the other guys.
Okay.
That's a 21 to hit.
It's a hit.
And 13 damage.
Okay. I'd like you to make an intimidation check for me because you've just dropped one of them and hurt another one.
Only a 3.
No me.
They are...
I have 0 charisma for a reason.
They're upset that you have... they're like, Bunk! No! And
Well, where that came from?
they seem to be redoubling their efforts rather than running away. Oh, that's a crit. It's a crit from guy with the stick. And then the guy beside him also hits. And the guy from behind also gets a crit.
Damn.
Alright. 3, 4, 5... 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage.
Oh dear. All right.
And sorry, that was to the 2 crits, I forgot. And then the other guy said hit, right?
Yeah.
And so that's another 5 damage.
Oh, okay, I'm down.
You're actually down?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're going to jump ahead to the other group now.
All right.
You are going to be robbed, Zip. So you can go through and mark off your stuff of value, including your breastplate and sword and all that stuff.
It's all gone.
Yeah. Don't delete it, because you might be able to get it back.
Oh. Okay.
But it is current. Your character will not have it when you wake up.
Okay.
So we're gonna go back to the group. You guys, are just getting off stage, or Boreal's just getting off stage to like that thunderous applause, and everybody's like on a high. Things couldn't be going better for you guys. You've won a whole bunch of money. You're having the best time. And Bug, you know that as the sun sets, like in the next hour before East Boreal goes back on stage, is when they do the big light show in the sky as the sun goes down. And there's going to be this huge illusionary story that is cool to watch.
Okay. Wait, there's one more. Is Boreal has one more before the last competition?
That is the last competition, is the Roast Master coming up. So Ace Boreal's going to go in that. But in the next hour before that, because there's a break between shows to let people go out and get some food and go to the bathroom and whatever, spend some money, and then come back.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is when there's going to be, that this is the thing to see. Like, this is really a cool show to watch.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, guys, there's gonna be a really cool light show, but should we stick around for that? Are you guys interested in
Well-
seeing?
Yeah.
I suppose I should get an inkling of what it looked like for others to see me.
Okay.
Bug, you know, like where some of the best places to get a good seat are in this. The best place, of course, is going to be on the Ferris wheel, but that's hard to get. But you know that there are a couple of like houses you can go on. You know how to climb on the back of them and get up around the back and sit on the roof and watch.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I suggest. I guess I'm gonna suggest going to climb to one of the houses, but I'm like, too bad the Zip is gonna miss out on this. This is gonna be awesome.
That's on her.
And she
Says
really wanted to
Mog.
go on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, well, we'll go break her out after this, after East Boreal's thing.
Let it cool down a
Oh, we
bit.
have an hour.
Okay, yeah, let's find a spot for the light show, and then I suggest one of the good spots.
I want everybody who's going to give me a dexterity check.
Oh. That was almost a 15, but it's instead of 7.
Out of 13.
Oh. Yeah, that's an 18.
So you guys have to hop over some fences, scale onto one roof, and then go up onto another one, and then onto another one, and you're all able to do it. It's just that Swell does it with, like, great finesse. East Boreal is winded from doing that show and maybe isn't at his best. And Mog is also having a little bit of difficulty, as if her mind's on something else, not really focused. Bug, you're having a hard time remembering exactly where the handholds are because you haven't done this in a while. You've been thinking about other things in your life, like, you know, the adventures you've been on. So maybe, you know, it's starting to come back to you. But it does feel a little bit like, you know, when you go back to your elementary school and see how small the water fountains were. It's starting to feel a little different. And you're all in a row, sitting on the rooftop with your legs dangling over the edges or sitting back a bit. I don't know what you guys are comfortable with. And in about, you know, 10 minutes, like the music, there's starting to be like loud music coming from a variety of places. Like all of the buskers have stopped playing, the games have stopped, and there's just like this music that's starting to play. And then the sky lights up with an explosion of colors. A loud boom reverberates through the mountainside. In the sparkling light, an image of a dwarven woman in armor appears. It's an enormous, semi-translucent illusion with a glowing aura that lights up the faces of onlookers like fireworks would. Orm's shield is a golden sun pattern. Her weapon is a wave-bladed sword. She kneels before an enormous diamond lantern, an altar to Zeo, the god of light. In the distance, a thin, snaking streak of blue light appears. As it gets closer, you can see that it's a blue dragon. Enormous, breathing lightning. The sky crackles. Orn absorbs the lightning into her shield and sends it back as a blast of sunlight that sends the blue dragon staggering into the sky, but it twists its scaled worm-like body into an attacking position. There's a clash of talon, tooth, sword, and shield. The audience gasps with each strike. The music staccato. Then a single held note as the battle with the blue dragon ends, with an exhausted hero and a dead dragon. But then there is another coming streak, a red one, and a copper one, a green one, a silver one, so many dragons coming. Orn looks disheartened, but a goblin arrives and uses the blue dragon's skull as a drum. Their rhythmic hammering gives Orn and the foot-stomping crowd a swell of energy. Orn becomes a tornado of swords, dashing, diving, sliding along the spines of her foes, plunging her glowing holy sword through the hardened dragon scales. And then the battle is over. Orn lies on the ground, exhausted, barely able to move after the battle. A swarm of dwarves come rushing out to prop her up, and the music becomes triumphant, celebratory, and then ominous. The audience starts shouting boos and hisses. They know what's coming. Slowly, the tangled heads of the dead dragons rise as one hydra-like being. all of them connected together in undeath. Buoyed by shouts and stamping of feet from illusionary and real onlookers, Orn rushes to the battle once more, her attacks more sluggish, her armor more torn, her wounds more grievous. The battle ends with the High Dragon and Dwarven hero both dead. It's a somber moment, tears rolling down the eyes of dwarves and goblins alike. And then there's the image of a glowing sunshield sinking into the mountain below, creating a false sunset, and a soul leaves Orn's body and floats up into the night sky. The crowd gives one final shout and 3 syncopated stomps. Orm, Storm Shield! And then the tension's gone and the crowd starts to disperse with chatter and the music from the buskers picks up again and the festival is back. Can I get all of you a chance to, like, if there's something you wanted to do while that was going on, like any like personal thing that you wanted to do, you're welcome. I know I went on for a bit. You could have interrupted me, but you were polite enough not to.
The shields that we got at that tree, was that a storm thing? Like
No.
the armor that Zip has?
The armor was, but the shield, and I'll take it off my back and I'll show it to you. I'll say this is Crew of a Sky Splitter's shield.
Mm.
It looks like stained glass.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one looked more like a round disc, like the hat that Zip was wearing.
But you saw those dragons, they came back together at the end. Like the thing that killed our masters.
Mm.
That can't be coincidence.
How long ago was this mythical, this legendary battle?
Like between 200 to 300 years.
Mm.
And this is known as sort of the time in which the dwarves and the goblins came together, because they often fought over this empire, but beating back the dragons together with this bard who is celebrated through the roast battle that's coming, is a symbol of the two nations being able to unite against a common foe and now stay united even though they don't have that foe.
Interesting.
And now I'd like all 3 of you to make perception checks.
Just a reminder, my passive is 18.
Your passive is 18.
Yeah, 15. That's the roll I made.
Or 6.
With Swell's passive perception, you're all heading back down, scaling down the roofs, and you look over and you see a body in an alleyway like 4 blocks over. And they have blue skin and white hair.
And like, would I think, oh, that's Zip. Haha, crazy. She's dead.
Yeah, it looks kind of like Zip is lying on the ground, but she's not wearing her breastplate. She's, wearing her old regular clothes.
I think we need to go this way, guys. I don't think it's Zip, but it might be, and I'll point it out.
Mog just starts running in that direction.
But she can't be the only dark elf around here. Also, it doesn't have armor or sword, which seems very unlike Zip. And she's supposed to be in the prison anyway. He'll
Do we
still
notice-
continue to go along, kind of stroll after Mog, though.
Do we see the friendship bracelet that she's wearing?
From a distance, you wouldn't, but
Okay. Well, we all follow Mog.
okay. You get to when Mog gets to you, she uses one of her potions of healing on you, Zip. You were so you can roll 2d4 plus 2 and add that. They were doing bludgeoning damage. They were trying to knock you out. They're not interested in killing.
Get off me! Get off me! And I'll like start swinging my arms around.
Mog, it's me. Zip, it's me. And Mog hugs you close.
Oh, Mog, you rescued me. And I'm gonna say, they let me out of prison, and then I was coming to find you guys, and I got like attacked by these 4 random guys, and they took all my stuff.
What guys? What do they look like?
There was like a bugbear and a dwarf, I think.
A
Who
reminder.
are you and what have you done with Zip?
A reminder that they were 2 bugbears and 2 goblins.
2 bugbear. All right, I'll convey that. They were really big. They were really big for goblins.
This can't be Zip. Who are you? What's...
Mog turns
What have you
around.
done with Zip and why are you taking your face?
Mog turns around and looks at Bug and says, I think it's time we paid them a visit. Where do they live? They're the gang that broke into your master's, or tried to break into your mentor's house. 2 goblins, 2 bugbears. It's gotta be them.
Oh.
It's a pretty big job.
Yeah, this seems a bit profiling, don't you think?
It was definitely them. It was definitely them. I remember.
Wait, can you like make a recollection roll where you compare the video footage?
Hey, no, I'm just fully like bluffing at this point.
I know, but like,
They wore masks in the video. That was the problem. I said that you would recognize them because...
but like hair and stuff.
Yeah, well... maybe if you went back and had a look.
Okay. Well, do I know? Well, so then do I know where they live?
You know where they hang out.
Okay, then I guess I'll share that information.
All right. They are...
For
Go ahead.
is gonna put his hand, like the back of his hand, on Zip's forehead, like just to test her temperature.
What are you doing?
It's like, what's going on with you?
I just got mugged by 4 grown men, and you...
How did,
You probably picked that fight yourself.
How dare you insinuate?
how did you
I'm
get...
not insinuating anything. I'm saying something specifically because I've seen you.
Okay.
How would you get beat in a fight? You're, like, amazing.
It was 4 against 1.
I've seen you take on 12.
What can I say? They were big. They were bugbears. They were surrounding me.
Well, should we go to the police station and ask them about?
Yeah, we
If
should
they
report
know.
this to the cops, I think. And
Guards are useless.
Exactly. Gods are useless.
So they
Is there any?
they just let you go? They didn't escort
Well, they
you?
weren't going to
get
keep
you
me
away?
forever.
I want to do an insight check. Do I need to do an insight check?
Yeah, let's do insight versus deception, because we know that the charisma score is not particularly high on this one.
I got a 15.
My roll was
My-
not very high. I was
my
8.
passive insight is 15.
Yeah, so
23 is my roll.
Swell knows. He's Boreal suspects, but can't tell. Like, there's no... You don't have that thing where you can say, aha, I can tell you're always lying when you're doing this. So you don't have to believe it, but you also don't really have any proof.
I'm just innately suspicious.
Yeah. You're like, it had to be something weird for Zip to actually have gotten beaten.
Yeah, like did you see them coming towards you?
No, like I said, I was walking down this alley trying to find where you guys were, and they came up behind me.
Okay.
He's will shake his
they
head.
can't be that far, right? When were you? When was this?
I don't know. I don't know
well-
how long I was out.
You couldn't give the sun was setting when you were
Right.
knocked out, and it's gone down now. So you don't know how long ago the sun set, but you can give them that time range.
Sunset-ish?
So they've probably got like 20 minutes on you at least.
Can we see anything on the like? Can we see their footsteps on the ground? Like,
It's all rocky, right? So
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to. I mean, if you want to make a survival check, you can.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a
was like
22.
Oh, nice.
What were you trying to say, East?
I probably don't need to try as well, but he also starts to look around. Despite his skepticism, he also starts to look around for tracks.
It was a pretty good roll too.
Do I have a good sense of smell?
That's okay.
Like, would I be able to smell?
You wouldn't be able to track unless you can transform yourself into something like some sort of shape change into a dog ability, which I don't think you have.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna start following their tracks.
Okay, so it's not a actual track so much as like there's only one way to go here. It's like like they went further into the city. They wouldn't have gone towards the party if they have all this loot. So you're like, they must have gone back to their home, home base sort of area. Let's go that way, and then you start following, and you see like a discarded part of something from Zip's backpack that they didn't really want. Like they're going through it as they were walking, and they're like, who wants this? And you actually are able to follow a couple of Zip's things down a couple of streets. You hit a couple of, like I don't know which way to go.
A bra and a playing card.
So yeah, you definitely find the playing card. They're like, what am I gonna do with one playing card?
It was a souvenir from my time with Holden.
And the bra lasts a little bit longer. It's a few more blocks away. They were probably goofing around with it, like, ha ha ha, you wear this, put it on your head. No, you still. And that's, you find that. And it's going in the general direction that Bug thinks those guys hang out. Like, it's taking you into, like, the sort of more industrial area where there are a lot of smelters and metal masons. You guys get to, you sort of lose the track, but you're very close to the area Bug knows that they hang out. You don't know exactly where in this neighborhood. I want you to make another investigation check or survival check to figure out, or you could do perception if you want to do, or insight or something if you want to, guess like what feels right. Whatever skill you think is appropriate.
And most of those are pretty high for me, except for investigation, which is 14.
Got a 14 on investigation myself.
So yeah,
All
my
right.
passive stuff is pretty high, but yeah, I think I'll roll investigation. No, actually, bad on me. So let's roll perception. 21.
All right. You realize that, Swell, you know that there's a light on in one of the buildings down at the end of the street. And most people should be at the festival. Even like the people who are normally working in the metal shops, they've closed up to go participate or to sell their wares or something. This is like a big holiday. And so you're like, there, end of the street, one light.
So what I'll actually do is I'll just kind of catch Mog's eye and then look down the alleyway and nod at that place and then just start walking towards it.
All right. She takes out her weapon. And
Mine's out.
she's going to hand a broadsword over to Zip.
You're really just going to charge in there, not even attempt to sneak? Really?
You want to go first?
They took the armor of Crew the Sky Splitter. That's a relic to my church.
If only there was some way I could find Morga She could burn this place down while they're still inside. Oh no, but I need my stuff. Never mind. Forget about it. No arson today.
And taking a moment to scout and check out things out is against your religion, then, is it?
Me?
And Isabella is going to... No, I'm looking as well.
Oh.
And Isabella
I'll
is...
gesture down to the thing. I'll say, by all means, if
he will.
I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, and if you're not back, going in for that armor.
He starts... Yeah, he's just going to go to the side of the street and try to sneak up close very quietly and take a look. Or, like, basically circle around the building and try to see how many entrances there are, how many windows.
Give me a stealth check.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 23.
23. All right. So you sneak around the building, you peer inside, and you can see that there's like one of the bugbears has got a lot of like bandages and stuff around him. His head is like got a bandage around it. His side has got a bandage, and he's seated in a chair. The armor is on the table. It doesn't look like it would fit the large bugbear or the small goblins, but you see two goblins and the bugbear, and you see a hobgoblin who's eyeing the armor and is like weighing it, picking it up, and looks like it's going to fit them. And they're like, and they seems to be like, the person that sent them out on whatever missions they do. Like this is maybe their boss of some sort.
How many... So it's 5 inside?
Yes.
Right now?
One is still looking pretty injured.
Okay. And how many doors and windows are there? Is it just the one room?
There's a bunch of different ways to get into this building. This is like in the back of one of the armories. Mm-hmm. So this particular room that they're in, there is only that you saw one door in and out, but there's 2 windows.
Mm-hmm. And this is all on the ground floor?
Yes.
Okay. So this door, that's the only way in and out. Is there someone standing in front of it, or is that inside of the armory? I can't see it right now.
It's like to get into the armory, you could probably like if you're gonna try the doors, you could find one that's been unlocked. There's like an unlocked door into the place.
Mm-hmm. I will stroll back, relay what I saw. How many people, how many entrances and exits, and say, probably make the most sense if Dick would more likely expect people to come in through the door. Maybe one person each comes in through the window and someone comes in through the door. I'm taking by surprise. Oh, I could set off a distraction outside of one window and then it comes storming in through the door.
That could be the better option.
How many of them is in there?
5. One of them looks pretty beat up.
You can take
Draw them out.
Distraction, yeah, makes sense. And then we can just take the stuff if they all leave.
Well, I can turn the attention away. Actually, drawing them out seems perhaps unlikely, but I'll actually... Can I go back and try to find out their names just by listening in to the conversation for a bit?
Sure. Bunk, Frolk, Zoop, and Bunu. So Bunk and Frolk are the 2 bugbears. Zoop and Bunu are the goblins. And the name that they give the hobgoblin is just Chief. Or Honcho or whatever. Like they call him some sort of, boss man.
Let's see if we can draw them out into this chamber just inside. And so we'll pull open the door and kind of show the armory room, I guess, that is just outside of the room that they're all taking shelter in.
Okay.
And say if one of you wants to take a position on either side of the door, and I can see about causing a distraction in this room, and they should perhaps they'll come piling out and be in on the other side from the window.
Okay. Wait, do we attack them, or did you?
Do you want to talk or do you want to fight? I can talk. As well.
Wait, I don't know.
Yeah, how well do you know these people, Bug?
You know enough that when you had never leveled up, that they were pretty tough. They were considered like some of the tougher people on the street. But now that like what you've seen your group do, you don't think that they're a match for you guys.
Meant, do you care if they die?
We don't have to kill them. I mean,
Like-
souls must be
I'm
feeling
not-
pretty murderous.
I just, what I mean is like, if we rough them up, will that upset you? That's like the question I'm trying to ask. Not like how tough are they, just like
Yeah.
how well do you know
I
them?
think I would be fine. Like they're not my friends, so
Okay,
and I don't like them.
they're bullies, right?
Yeah. We can fight them if you guys want.
If it comes down to that, if they don't give us the stuff back, let me put it this way: I'm not
before-
leaving here without that armor. That's
Well, talking first then?
if you wish.
Yeah. Intimidate them and then see if
Before any of that, though, actually, Isboria's gonna look at Zip and try to assess how badly injured she is still at this point.
Pretty badly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
He
Like hobbling.
reaches-
we kind of took off before we had the chance, but I would cast Cure Wounds on you,
Okay.
as much as he is loath to do that. So 1d8 plus 3. You get 4 hit points back. Now roll the 1.
Oh. I'll go ahead and cast as well, then. So that is.
She doing better now?
That's 9 plus 5, so 14.
Oh, oops. That's the wrong way. Shit. um. Okay, yes. Much better. Still a bit bruised, but in fighting shape, you could say.
What's the plan?
I suppose we'll call them out to talk and see how willing they are to give up their ill-gotten gains. He also casts an image of, let's call it an enormous tiger. So this vision of an enormous tiger is like 15 feet tall, appears behind him and walks into the armory. And this tiger following along behind him. Kind of squares his shoulders up and says, what's it? Punk! Frank! Zoop! Bunu! Come out! You have stolen something that is not yours, and you must now pay the price.
All right. They come walking out, and they've all got weapons in their hands, and they're trying to look very tough. Like, what are you looking at?
Do they have
except
my
for-
weapons? Or do they have their own weapons?
They have their own weapons.
Okay.
They are. The injured guy does not come out, but you see the other three, and the bugbear is about to say something, and then coming out of the room is this hobgoblin, and looks kind of like the guy I was drawing, and he's like, "What's it to you?" And he's got this really long pole arm.
Took one of my soldiers' arms and armor. And that does not belong to them.
They should be more careful
And-
about where they leave it.
Leave it. It was on my person.
Your minions should be more careful about who they choose to attack. Fortunately for you, the Crested Hand is only here on a small pleasure trip to visit some old friends. And so we have no reason to come into this small, tiny town. So if you simply give back the things that your men have not rightfully stolen, we can be persuaded to forget this little matter and be on our way. And the tiger behind Isboreal growls, and like it kind of paces around behind him, and makes a growl sound, which he does with a little minor illusion sound.
I'd like you to make an intimidation check.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not too bad. 23.
The head guy hits the bugbear in the back of the head and goes, "Why are you bringing this trouble to my house? This is not the mission I sent you on tonight. Give everything back." He's like, "Oh,
good to see.
And he hits him again and says, "Everything back now. I don't need this. This is not what we were after." And the goblins and the bugbear go get your stuff, Zip, and they bring it back. And they're like, the goblins look at you with like a bit of fear, but the bugbear looks at you with resentment and hatred and anger and like is not happy to be giving this up.
I'm gonna be real sweet to him, and I'm gonna be like, "Thank you so much. This means so much to me. I'm sorry if my friends scared you."
The tiger does a rumbling growl.
Jumps back a little bit. He backs away. And the hobgoblin says, "We're good here?"
Yeah, that's so nice. So pleasant to see. Some good sense. Thank you very much. I don't think I caught your name.
That's good. You don't want to. It's better that way. Take care. You have what you asked for.
That is true.
Did they give everything back?
What?
Except for bra, chalk, and one playing card.
Be like, "You gentlemen, have a fine evening." I'm gonna blow them kisses as we leave.
The hobgoblin blows you one back.
I'm gonna do one of those things where I like catch it. Bye, boys.
Spuriel turns to leave, but just before he steps out, he's going to let everyone else leave before him, and then just before he and the illusionary tiger step out, he turns back to look over his shoulder and says, while we're here, if you have any interesting opportunities that may require a bit more muscle, perhaps be persuaded to see what we can lend to your efforts. It's always good to have some contacts in other towns.
If we, what's your name?
You can call me Darkor.
The dark one?
Darkor.
Dark, okay. Like the dark one? Holy jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can,
Good to know.
and I'll just tell him he can leave. Was there like a post office thing or something here that I saw?
There are like,
Or like an inn?
Aarakocra message centers, like you saw on the island. Those are all over the place. Anywhere where there's some sort of level of civilization, rather than wilderness, you'd find those.
Or like a central message posting board or whatever. I'll just tell him basically he can leave
It's like,
something there to Darkor.
I know how to get a hold of you.
Okay. And his brother will wink and then leave. Outside, we'll make sure to walk off at least a couple of blocks before he dusts off his hands and lets the tiger dissipate.
All right.
Tries to tell if there's anybody following, actually.
Now, East Boreal, it's almost been an hour. If you want to make it back in time, you have to hustle fast.
That's a good question. Did you hear that they apparently had some sort of other job that they were meant to be out doing? And Bug, was this definitely the 4 who were attempting to break into your master's laboratory?
Yes. I mean, you don't have to say yes, but yes, but that's what you believe.
Yes, they were. Are you interested in what they're up to?
I think so. Are you not?
Well, what do you think it would relate to what we're up to?
Well, they were not perhaps not. Perhaps they were simply trying to break in for a little extra gold. But sometimes it's worth checking out and seeing what people like them are trying to get into. They tend to know things of interest.
Well, I guess if they're trying to hurt more people, stop them.
Mog says, you want me to keep an eye on it? I'll keep an eye on it. You go win some money. Go get us some money.
I'll stay here with Mog. We can investigate. You know, I met some people in the old lockup who might have some leads.
Right? And he'll just walk off and two-step it back to the stage area.
All right.
Also, I don't think they will let me back in the carnival.
Give me a dexterity check to see if you can hop over rooftops and alleyways and stuff like that to make it back in time.
Swell's going to come with you.
The dirty 20.
All right. You parkour your way back there, and you are feeling a little bit out of breath, but you sort of slide up to the stage just as they're introducing like the second last contestant. And so you don't really get a good look at all of them yet, and you just because they're sort of brought up one at a time, and then they go off one at a time. And cutting it close, our next cut up is East Boreal, the Songmaster.
Hello, thank you.
And there's some applause and some heckling and stuff. And we wanted to call it a little early tonight. So instead of going ahead with the roast, I want to flip back to what's going on between Mog and Zip, and then we're going to call it a night.
Bug, which party did you choose to stay with?
I stay behind.
Okay, so you're with Mog and Zip as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what was that all about?
What?
I mean, there are no dwarves. You didn't tell us the truth.
I mean, they really did beat me up. I wasn't lying about that.
I know.
And they really did steal my stuff.
Yeah, but if you don't tell us what happened and be honest about it, then we're not going to be well prepared for what's happening.
I mean, there's not really anything more to it than that. they took my stuff, and then they beat me up.
Okay, fine. She walks away from you, goes talk to Bug. So that was pretty cool light show.
Yeah, did you have you seen it something like that before?
They do something like that in the Glass Dominion with reflected light beaming through all these different crystals. But it's all just like, we have the best, most handsomest, beautifulest leaders ever. Aren't our people the best? And it's not about, uniting people together like this. This message was cool. Their message is way more vain.
Yeah, this is our town is the best. It's it's one of the they show this every year and everyone loves it. That's why they never change.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Thanks for showing us the best place to see it too. It's nice to have somebody from their hometown show you around.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I feel bad that, Zip got attacked though. I know these people are always causing trouble.
I don't know if I believe Zip.
What do you mean?
I mean, she told us that she was attacked by dwarves. I don't know if she's embarrassed, but she's not giving us the full story. Is she like that with you guys? She wasn't like that with me growing up.
But I mean, maybe she was in shock. Like, she was just attacked. Like, I don't know if she made that. Why would you think she's lying about it?
Well, the way she described what happened and skipped over certain things, Titus would have had us learn all that stuff and be able to give a report so that you can have an actionable plan of attack against the enemy. And she's just giving out half-truths and I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Like, she got kind of upset when we asked her about it. That does seem kind of unusual.
And the fact that, she wouldn't apologize when, she knocked that table over.
Yeah, earlier I was like, what table? Yeah. I mean, she's kind of like that though. But I don't know what's gotten into her.
All right, well, I hope she's okay. I don't know what's going on in her head.
Yeah, maybe she needs to have some space. I mean, she was just attacked. She's been in trauma. And
we were attacked every day of our life as practice. She's used to it by now.
Well,
she's not used to losing, except for to me.
Has she ever been put into jail? Maybe
yeah,
not.
It's happened a couple of times.
Well, we could.
Zip is totally the sort of person that's been to juvie.
we were on the brink of a boat one time. Yeah. And she tells you some stories about getting up to hijinks, but it was stuff where they were sneaking in to do something fun, not something like to hurt or not steal anything of some significance, like maybe as a dare trying to pull a flag down from the top of a ship that had come into harbor.
Well, she's been getting stronger in this journey, in this adventure. So she's probably just, I don't know, her troubles get bigger too. Her fights get bigger. But I wouldn't be so hard on her. I mean, these guys, they're not good people. So
Oh. I'm going to give you guys a sneak preview of next week. The first contestant that East Boreal is going to be trying to roast is this lady right here, this woman.
Wow.
You get a head start on your roasts.
You got a week to think about how to roast her.
Wow.
She is an assistant in a metal shop, like in a forge. And so you have a week to think on that, and she's going to try and roast you back, East Boreal. Thanks everyone for playing. Thanks anyone who tuned in. Anybody have a favorite moment from the evening?
I mean, I loved pretending to be a crime lord.
That was pretty good.
I did kind of like getting the crap kicked out of me by myself. It was very exciting.
Yeah, you're a prison break. Like every action you try to do kind of failed, but
Yeah. Yeah, somehow worked at the end.
Just like terrible rolls.
Yeah.
Absolutely bottomed out charisma.
I have on occasion let people use strength for their strength modifier to intimidate. They're particularly beefy.
I also realized
well-
after the fact that I actually have a necklace that gives me advantage on intimidation, which I had completely forgotten about. So I might have actually like made that roll that would have avoided the fight. But anyway.
And, well, the first thing you did was a strength. I did let Zip do a strength intimidation check.
Oh, okay.
I think
Or strength persuasion check, I think it was.
Yeah, I think I whiffed it.
Yeah.
Can't win them all.
Oh, well.
wait, who was the one that let the other people out? Like the men's
Pickpocket?
Fenestra? The halfling?
Mm.
She shape changed into a mouse and then shape changed into a larger animal in the other room and drew everybody's ire, and then eventually transformed into something else and escaped.
Very sneaky.
So she did unlock the
She
door.
unlocked the cells, yeah.
She could be on their team, I guess.
Right. She could have just gotten out by herself. She could have just turned into a mouse and left anyways, but she enjoyed the idea of letting everybody out
Jailbreak.
and causing grief for the people who dared arrest her.
A regular old Robin Hood.
Well, more like she wants to spite the police. The guard. It's like, oh, you arrested all these people tonight? Guess what? No, you didn't. Not only am I gone, so are 30 other people. Explain that to your bosses. Bye.
Spite is a powerful motivator.
Yeah. I just thought up another song, in universe song. It's called "Spite the Police" by. I can't remember which group sang it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I wanted to say "Naughty by Nature," but that's not. It's not them.
No, it's not a word you want to say.
It's the.
Yeah.
Oh, NWA.
That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out a good acronym.
Yes. Yeah. They're the PG version of. Anyway.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a good evening, and we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll get to this roast battle yet.
Eventually, someday.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.